just make sure we have audio as well. Hopefully hear myself. And before we begin, maybe we want to turn off the audio. Alright, so
Good morning. You people who are just coming in, if you need to, just bring your homerooms into these front seats so we can get started. Please have a seat so we can get started. Let me have your attention. Students, have a seat. We're going to get started now, please. Time to get started. Students, thank you. Thank you. Before we get going today, and we'll talk a little bit about the importance of this assembly and what we're going to be doing, but again, as with any assembly, it's time for us to be together as a school and as a group. So please make sure that your phones are put away so that we can all be present. This morning is an opportunity for us to honor a number of students, and a large number of those students will be our class of 2019 and our graduates. These students, they've come before you and have laid a foundation that you will benefit from in the future. And it's a chance for us to give them praise and to celebrate their successes as they move on to their next chapters of their life. So please make sure that we keep and give our full attention and also help me in celebrating all the great accomplishments of our students today. At this time, I'd like to introduce our head of school, Dr. Ron Bachman.
Good morning, and thank you, Dr. Loveland. Today I have the privilege of introducing the Bob Christiansen Award winner. Bob Christian was our first head of school here at HKIS in 1968, 1969, and he was extremely service-oriented. He created his own foundation that we support our alumni as they come back as Bob Christian Award winners. Also along Bob Christian line, he's actually going to be attending our 1968-1969 alumni reunion in Seattle, Washington this summer, so it's a great chance to meet him. He's currently 96 years old, so it's wonderful to be there. But today, as we introduce our Bob Christian Award winner, when it comes to honoring an alumni that exhibits pursuing the school's mission and exemplifies what it means to follow your passions, I can think of no one better than Alea Ayers, class of 1995. Many of you may know Miss Ayers. because of her work with Mother's Choice, a local charity here, serving many children and families and those pregnant teenagers in Hong Kong. Ms. Ayers leads a team of 150 people to provide quality support for services for children, youth, and families in crisis, with the goal of seeing every child in a loving family. Upon graduation from HKIS, Aliyah attended George Washington University, where she was a member of the NCAA Division I Women's Rowing Team and received a BA in International Affairs. She then went on to Georgetown to get her Juris Doctorate and became a lawyer. The path there led first to practicing corporate law in New York and then here in Hong Kong. In 2014, Aliyah became the CEO of Mother's Choice. She also serves on the board as board chair for Elliott School of International Affairs at George Washington and is a board advisor at Hong Kong International Montessori School. She's a judge of the American Chamber of Commerce of Women of Influence Awards and Conference Committee. And also in 2014, she was the first Asian winner of the David Clark Social Innovation Fellowship. Born and raised here in Hong Kong, Aliyah is passionate about inspiring the wider community to play a role in transforming lives of vulnerable children, youth, and families. She lives here with her husband, an entrepreneur from Ireland, and her 5 young sons. That's right. Please give our 2019 Bob Christian Alumni Award winner, Aliyah Ayers, a warm HKIS welcome.
I'm not just grateful to receive this award, I'm actually totally inspired to be standing here today. And I'm not just inspired because I think the last time I was sitting in this room was exactly 24 years ago at my own award ceremony and graduation. But I'm inspired because I've actually had the opportunity to get to know quite a few of you, especially from the class of 2019, but actually quite a few of you from across the high school who have volunteered their time to work with me at Mother's Choice over the last few years. And I'm inspired because you are, I believe, world changers and history makers. I believe that Hong Kong is never going to be the same, and this world will never be the same because of who you are and what you are going to do when you leave this place. And the reason why I'm so convinced of that is because you know why you are here. Of all the young people that I work with every day and that I've gotten the chance to get to know, I think you are a cohort of teenagers and young people who live with a greater sense of purpose in your life than most people I have ever met. And when you live your life with purpose, and when you have a sense of why you are on the planet, that's going to give you courage to do great things. And it will give you joy and hope, even in the midst of great turmoil and tragedy and challenge. And I can tell you, even for my fellow alumni, not one of you, even though you are privileged, not one of you will escape from experiencing grief, tragedy, and challenge. The person who taught me the importance of living with a sense of my why on the planet and how important it is to live with purpose was an HKIS teacher. An HKIS teacher who worked with Bob Christian, and that teacher is also my mom. My mom, Phyllis Marlowe, was a teacher here in the high school in the 1970s. And the reason why I'm telling you her story is because my mom grew up on an Indian reservation in rural New Mexico. She was very poor. She was one of 7 children. Her father was a missionary and social worker working with social justice issues for indigenous peoples in the United States. And nobody in her community ever left their hometown. Nobody went to college, and there was a pervasive sense of hopelessness. But my mom decided from a really young age, younger than how old you are today, that she knew what her purpose was. She felt like, and she knew what her dream was. Her dream was to see the world, to travel and see the world, and her purpose was to show and inspire kindness. And I think despite the circumstances around her, I think it's that strong sense of purpose that gave her the courage to come to Hong Kong and to raise my 6 siblings and I. That's right, I'm the oldest of 7 children. And I'll tell you, my mom was so serious about kindness when she would come here to this building for our parent-teacher conferences. When the teachers would start to say how we're doing with math or science or English or whatever, my mom would say, I don't want to know. I don't care about their grades. I just want to know, is my child kind to others? So she was determined, and I think it's that courage that gave her, I think it was that assurance about kindness and its importance that gave her the courage, along with my dad and the other co-founders of Mother's Choice, to start Mother's Choice in 1987. Believe it or not, they were younger than I am today. They had no money. My dad had just started his own business, and the other couple worked full-time with the refugees in the refugee camps. They had 10 children between them, and they didn't even speak Cantonese. They didn't know how to do anything, but they read a series of articles in the newspaper about the plight of young women in our city, and they were determined that they wanted to show kindness. You know, it's that courage that not only inspired her, it's also inspired me. Living life with purpose, you know, I thought about from a young age, by the time I was sitting in here at my graduation, what's my purpose in life? How do I want to live my life going forward after having been given so much privilege here at HKIS? And I decided that my why on this planet was family. And not just my 5 boys at home, not just my immediate family, but I felt very strongly that I wanted to see our city provide safe, loving, and permanent families for the children and young people, and there are thousands of them right here in Hong Kong amongst us who don't have family. I want to give young people in our city a sense of security that they can have a good future, the same potential and destiny that I see in each one of you. And that gave me courage to leave my corporate law career behind. And I remember when I went to resign in 2012, my boss looked at me and said, why are you making this sacrifice? You have a young son at home, this is the time for you to lean in. You know, this is just not worth it to damage your career. And I could look him in the eyes and say, this is not a sacrifice for me. This is my privilege, because this is why I was put on earth. And having that sense of why has given me joy and great hope, even in times of personal and professional tragedy and heartbreak. You know, almost every day I have to deal with a newborn baby who's been left in the trash, right here in Hong Kong. You know, I was just looking through my diary, doing my planning for the summer, and I realized this week, last summer, I was in the High Court trying to advocate on behalf of 2 sisters, 7 years old and 15 years old, both of whom had been brutally raped, and the 15-year-old was pregnant. And I can push through that and actually smile and have great joy, because I have hope for this city, because I know why I'm here. So to all of you here at HKIS, especially to you, class of 2019, you are the most purpose-driven young people I have ever met. And as you go off for the summer, and some of you will be going off to college or gap years, I want you to think about and remember your why. because it will give you courage to do great things. And you will have hope and joy to change this world. So thank you so much for honoring me with this award.
Good morning. This year, again, the PFO has the pleasure and honor to select 8 students for the Merit Scholarship Award. 4 juniors and 4 seniors will receive individually a scholarship of $12,500 Hong Kong dollars to help pursue their passion and their studies. Thank you to everyone here who applied. This year again, we had a great number of applications. And as a parent, I was impressed to read through your submissions. But as an individual, I was inspired and I took away personal learnings. So you can imagine it was once again very difficult to select the 8 awardees from these submissions. You know, we look at particular 3 elements. One is involvement. Is the applicant committed and active, and is HKIS a better place thanks to the applicant? Character, how genuinely and passionately the applicant leads and role models. And scholarship, strong grades and the involvement in the classroom. Now for juniors, in addition, we look at potential to further grow in these areas over the next year. So I will read the names of the juniors first. Please hold the applause until all the names are called. And if your name is read, please come up to the podium. With this year's 2019 PFO Merit Scholarship Awards for the juniors the winners are Waylon Ashley Chong, Sophia Lily Rose Singer, Alexandra Rhodes Edwards Alex, and Damien Tarala. Now you can wishes you all the best for your senior year. So now to the senior class of 2019. Again, we selected the following winners, so please hold the applause until all 4 names are read. And then if your name is called out, please come to the podium. So this year's 2019 senior winners for the Merit Scholarship are Jason Lee, Gracie Chung, Julia Bryant, and Darren Yang. PFO congratulates all high school students for a very successful year, and in particular for the sophomores and juniors, we encourage you to apply for the merit scholarships next year. Thank you very much.
On behalf of the Senate and the student body, we'd like to express our sincerest gratitude to the PFO and the Booster Club for all the work they've done to make our community a much better place. So thank you so much.
The Boucher Mom Award has been offered every year since 1933 to an outstanding junior in the field of science. Winners of this honorary science award are automatically considered for a 4-year scholarship at the University of Rochester. One previous winner from HKIS was awarded this prestigious scholarship, attended university there, and then went on to MIT to finish his PhD. The student chosen for this award has to meet strict criteria, which includes completion of advanced studies in science, outstanding academic excellence, and behavior indicative of Rochester's and Boucher Mom's commitment to scientific study. I've had the pleasure of teaching this student and have been impressed by his creativity as a scientist, his skills as a collaborator, including a strong sense of humor, and his resilience both in the endeavor of science and also long distances on a bicycle. The winner of this year's Boucher Mom Award is Lowen Ju.
Good afternoon, or good morning. For more than 100 years, Rensselaer, in conjunction with high schools around the world, has awarded the Rensselaer Medal to promising secondary school students who have distinguished themselves in both mathematics and science. It's a merit scholarship awarded to a junior student. It has a value of $25,000 per year over 4 years. You can do the math on that. It's an award which is given both by the math and science department. This year's recipient has pursued and excelled in both areas of study. Please congratulate Daniel Sherman.
Another prestigious award that we are proud to present is the Sir Edward Youde Memorial Prize. Sir Edward Youde was a mayor here in Hong Kong. This award, named after former governor of Hong Kong, is well known across the whole area. Each year, each school may nominate 2 deserving seniors who embody the characteristics that you see on the slide. They are well-rounded, and they contribute a lot to the school and the community and area around them. Somewhat unusually, this year, HKIS had both of our nominations win the prize for Hong Kong. One of them is a class and school leader, serves as a tutor, gives countless hours of service and volunteering, just to name a very few of the things he does for this school. The other is an NHS leader, promotes school in spirit and involvement, and is inclusive of all. These two embody the values that we hope for in all of our students, and prove the point that you can be academically strong and be involved in life at HKIS beyond the classroom. Congratulations to Darren Yang and Bianca Garcia.
The American Chamber of Commerce Charitable Foundation Prize Book Award is in its 30th year of recognizing outstanding students who combine excellence in scholarship with achievements in community service, leadership, and other related fields. This year's recipient is a highly driven and confident young woman who embodies all of these traits and more. Her teachers and peers describe her as fully engaged, disciplined, passionate, kind, committed, collaborative, an advocate, and a leader. We are proud to present the AmCham Charitable Foundation Prize Book Award to Lauren Kong.
Council of Overseas Schools Global Citizenship Award is presented to an outstanding junior student who embraces the qualities of a global citizen. It is expected that this recipient is respectful of the diversity of other nations, has an open mind, is well informed, aware and empathetic, concerned and caring for others, encourages a sense of community, and is strongly committed to engagement and action to make the world a better place. Furthermore, it is expected that the recipient of this award is able to interact and communicate effectively with people from all walks of life while having a sense of collective responsibility for all who inhabit the globe. That's a lot. The HKIS student receiving this year's award is a concerned and respectful member of HKIS who consistently encourages a sense of community. She utilizes her strong collaborative problem-solving and consensus-building skills through her involvement with a number of key initiatives at HKIS. She is kind and caring and has a true heart for the well-being of every single student in the school, and through her efforts is committed to engagement and action to make the world a better place. I'm sure you'll all agree that this year's HKIS Global Citizenship Award couldn't go to a more deserving candidate, Waylon Chung.
Good morning, HKIS. Before I give the Outstanding Humanities Award, I just want to take a moment because in case you haven't noticed, the Humanities Department has changed how it recognizes student achievement this year. From academic excellence to self-motivation to creativity, we've highlighted a lot of things that happen in the school, and I just want to recognize these people one more time. So when I call your name, please just stand, and if you could hold your applause until the end. These people have been doing some great things in humanities this year. Ron Kashi, Fede Aristigueta, Zach Varney, Zach Blott, Erida Chen, Guinness Chen, Christian Cho, Waylon Chong, Darren Choi, Alyssa Fan, Naughton Fung, Bianca Garcia, Ayan Galani, Jamie Longa, Ella Glitzer, Luke Harris, Ashley Wong, Katie Lamb, Maya Lai, Anna Loebner, Josh Loebner, Maurice Lung, Padma Lim, Zoe Lundgren, Adam Mitchell, Jacob Nielsen, Eva O'Connor, Alfonso Perez, Brooke Schwab, Agustin Yao, Alessandra Sinabaldi, Nazanin Sultan, Nicole Tan, Edo Tanas, Andrea Wong, and Tianjin Guo. Well done, guys. In the study of humanities. This individual exemplifies a passion for learning about our world through literature, history, geography, economics, psychology, religious studies, all the different ways of knowing that we explore in our varied courses. This person also asserts her leadership skills and encourages community within a group, demonstrates mastery in writing, reading, and speaking, practices critical thinking skills, and finally, she makes connections between disciplines that are often considered unrelated. At this moment in time, I'd ask Kaylin Chung to come down. Curiosity that has driven her passion for humanities. She consistently promotes the study of humanities by tutoring in the Humanities Center, as well as leading or participating in multiple clubs such as forensics. She's even represented Hong Kong at international competitions. Kaylin leads Junto and the Quiz Bowl team, and her persistent pursuit of knowledge, of betterment, and application of knowledge, the Humanities Department recognizes Kaylin as our Senior Humanities Award for the class of 2019.
Outstanding academic results through very hard work and strong motivation. So it is my pleasure to give this award this year to Nicole Renka Chen, Chen Jiaru 同学. Congratulations, Chen Jiaru.
I'm going to describe the following student in 4 ways. Number 1, a student who has been with the Southeast Asia Mathematics Competition since grade 9, both as a participant and as a leader. A leader in the Math Science Center. A learner who has impressed all of his mathematics teachers with regards to the qualities that you see displayed behind me here. And finally, a human being with a kind and gentle soul. I am pleased to award the Outstanding Math Student of the Year to John Min Jason Cho.
Thanks very much. I'm here to give outstanding achievement in PE. There are a couple of people that I really want to recognize here. Here's what teaching. Unfortunately, I've never had the pleasure of teaching this student. There's a male and a female recipient. The fellow brings enthusiasm to every class. This is from his teacher. He's got a great sense of humor. He brings the class alive. He's a great athlete, and he's a real pleasure to teach. I'd like Liam Carby. I've never had this girl in my class, but we've been on cross country this year, which was a great pleasure. She has won world recognition for her Irish dance. Amazing. I guess you already know who this is. She's always asking me for the key for the dance studio. She's training consistently, always going off on her own, doing solo work in the dance. She's really committed. She's a great pleasure to have in class. May I be fun and we'll call.
Recipient of the Romance Language Award has multiple talents, not only at an academic level, but at a personal level as well. The recipient of this year's award is able to operate in 3 languages on a daily basis. This human shares a deep love for the world of info which is all great genitive, but I'm not going to tell you what it means, shows empathy and has consistently been helping others with unduly passion. This gracious human entity is a motivation to others since he or she has not been scared of pushing himself or herself academically forward. He or she has taken the initiative to take and face challenges that the curriculum does not require. I would also like to mention that he or she is equally imperfect in his or her own way. He or she can sporadically speak like Dora the Explorer or Coco, while at the same time randomly making appear in his or her hands a Tupperware filled with food. These qualities were the ones which really impressed me, since I also share the same love for materialization of food, speaking other languages, adopting the flair and mannerisms of the culture, and most importantly, being unstoppable when facing difficulties. Over the past few years, I have had the pleasure of seeing him or her become what he or she is today. And I'm sure that he or she will continue his or her good deeds wherever he or she goes. Beata Isabel García.
It is with great pleasure that we present the Senior Science Awards on behalf of the Science Department. This year, there are many strong scientists in the graduating class, and we appreciate the creativity and innovation that many of you have brought to your course teams. Here today, we have the pleasure of recognizing two distinguished individuals, both of whom I've been fortunate enough to have had the pleasure to teach in class this year.
Over these past 4 years, these students have demonstrated a passion for science, creativity in problem solving and lab methodology, enthusiasm in collaborating with others, and leadership in the lab, in the classroom, and in the Math Science Center.
You may all know this female recipient who has been a dedicated biology and physics and chemistry competitor in all sorts of competitions, as well as an active member of the Math and Science Center. She is a positive force in any group with a calm demeanor that keeps the group focused on any lab or problem, and she always brings a smile to her work.
You may also know this male student who, in addition to his humbleness, his excellence in coursework, participation in competitions, as well as leading the Math Science Center, has applied himself to many different science project competitions over his high school career while working with distinguished professors at universities in Hong Kong. And he just returned last week from Phoenix, Arizona, from presenting as a finalist in the Intel competition, where he was recognized for creating a new and innovative catalyst in the development of solar cell technology.
Congratulations to the two recipients of this year's Senior Science Scholar Award, Kaylin Chung and Jason Choi.
Many people see technology as a silver bullet that can tackle many challenges in our society. It may be true sometimes, and sometimes we also see a new invention becomes a monster that lures the darkness from our souls. Leadership in technology is probably more important than ever before. This year, the recipient of this award uses research and learning as skills, and technology as a means to help other people around him or her. While many leaders led in a style like bright fireworks, his influence or her is more like a gentle sunbeam. His senior project was dedicated to develop a more advanced computer science course or courses in the school, and he did it by working with underclassmen to ensure sustainability. Although I remember on the first day when he came to HKIS, he put on a beta operating system and caused quite a lot of trouble on the day of tech orientation. He's always willing to help people around him, and I would like, and I believe today we can all give him some recognition because he usually refuses to take any credits. Can I invite Norman Wen?
As many of you know who have done theater, one of my favorites and wise senior students once told me theater is not a hobby, it's a lifestyle. He knows who he is. So you can read the description up here. I just want you to know this person, the recipient, is professional, is kind, hardworking, generous with peers, generous with this person's talent. Collaborative, resilient, and dependable. I'd like to invite Noah Yehudayan up to the stage. Noah's name is going to be in the office for years to come. Great. But that's not all, and I'll be quick. I know, I'm hungry too. All right, as usual. So, some of the people that I would like to have stand up, please. We have something here that we've started this year called the International Thespian Society. Thespian. All right, so the people who I'd like to have stand up, please hold your applause. Benny Birkencotter, Zachary Brady, Hollis Brown, Jonathan Chan, Liberty Chapman, Angelica Chang, Julia DeMar, Izzy Levy, Brendan Tang, Dexter Wan, Ellie Woodhawk, Heather Wong, Grace Yang, Noah Yehudayan, and Hanson. Will you please stand up? Thank you. Thank you so much. I would like to invite the officers of this particular club, the Educational Theater Society. It was founded in 1929. We are students of theater. Accidents, that too. Excellence is our ideal. These actors accept praise and criticism with grace. They work for the good of their troupe, and they share their love of theater. Izzy Levy, please come down. Noah Yehudayan, please come down. Heather Wong, please come down here. Ellie Wohlhart, please come down. Grace Yang, please come down here and be recognized. Thank you so much, everybody.
Good morning. 2019's Artist of the Year Award goes to an individual who has dedicated herself to the arts and has proven to be a prolific creator, merging a variety of mediums in art, including both digital and analog photography, graphic design, street art, and makeup design. This young woman is in the art department before and after classes, honing her skills and working hard to meet her own expectations. She will be attending the Savannah College of Art and Design Hong Kong campus next year, and we look forward to seeing her continue in her creative pursuits. The HKIS Artist of the Year Award goes to Alex Swanson-Bell.
This year, the National School Choral Award will go to a student who has sung in HKIS choirs for 7 years. While in high school, he has represented HKIS at the APAC Honor Choir Festival for 3 years. He has served as a highly effective section leader to our choirs and leader of the after-school men's a cappella club. I will remember him not only for his excellent singing, leadership, and reliability as an ensemble member, but also as one of the best spontaneous rap artists ever witnessed at an APAC choir trip. This year's National School Award will go to Guinness Chen.
The recipient of the National School Orchestra Award this year took part in the Strings and Orchestra program many years. He participated in virtually every musical event, whether it be festivals, competition, service project, all years at APAC, and participated at the very first ever joint concert with the Hong Kong Philharmonic. The person won many awards throughout the years and represented HKIS in and out of Hong Kong. The person also plays with the HKIS String Quartet, and you can see them everywhere participating in all kinds of events. Truly, he sets fantastic examples to everyone and has a lot of initiative. This year goes to Joy Mock.
outstanding students. However, I want to thank all the performing arts and visual arts students for their involvement in our respective programs at school this year. It truly is a collaborative effort involving hundreds of students that makes the performing arts department successful. From the plays and musicals to the concerts, community gatherings, and other special events, you truly help to foster a collaborative community here at HKIS. Thank you to all of you for your involvement in helping to make our school a better, more beautiful place. After our final concert each year, we roast and toast our seniors. And this year's senior class, thank you for giving me so much material to roast you on. With this student, I couldn't think of anything to roast him about. He has been a model of excellence and consistency. He comes to class prepared and ready to demonstrate on demand. His level of excellence and consistency is pretty much unparalleled by any brass student I've had over the many years I've been teaching. He serves as a section leader and is willing to help out in numerous ways. He even learned a new instrument this year so he can help with the jazz band and orchestra. He has played in our wind ensemble, orchestra, jazz band, good orchestra, AMI, and APAC. He plays his instrument with fluency, consistency, accuracy, and outstanding musicianship. He goes out of his way to improve as a player and works to help to improve the band in any way he can. He is the epitome of a model band student. I'm proud to present this year's award, the John Philip Sousa Award, to Vincent Z. James D. Langford Award is granted to has been. I'm sorry, yeah. What? Hey, I can't. We discussed
this. This student has been part of all of my plays and all of my musicals, so I get to do this award.
How could she have been in the musical when she was in the pit orchestra this year?
That's right, how could she do it? Oh yeah, I did see her in the pit band.
Come to think of it, I did see her up on stage as well.
Oh, you know what? I did see her working backstage on costumes too.
What, does she have a twin sister?
Yeah, wasn't she in like wind ensemble and orchestra? And you know what? She's been a big part of the theater program for 4 years.
And she is a section leader too, wind ensemble orchestra.
Wow. You know, I think she's also helped out with choir and strings concerts, is that right?
Yeah, she does that as well. She must truly have a twin, right?
Yeah, I think so. You know what? She's also in Tech Theater Club, in the International Thespian Society, and Drama Club.
She truly is amazing.
Wow. So, I think I'll talk about this person. You stay here, Mr. Galloway. I'll allow it. Okay. So, this is a person who has given her all not only to your program, but to mine. I can think of no better recipient. This person is always wherever we need this person to be at all times. Not only with us, with strings, all of it. I would like to give the Langford Award to Heather Wong.
Okay, we have one less. Yeah, the first three awards are senior awards that will actually appear in the office and we talk about forever, and we really do mean that. This is the big one that sits in the office, and these names will be there for a long time. I want to announce, I have the privilege of announcing the Senior Scholar. This is voted on by the faculty and given to a student of the graduating class whose academic work reflects consistent effort, thoroughness of preparation, concern for learning itself, and a positive regard for scholarship. This is not strictly about GPA. It is about love of learning. This year's winner embodies all of these characteristics with integrity. I am proud to congratulate Bianca Garcia. And it's my pleasure to announce the Senior Leadership Award. This student has gone above and beyond and is the epitome of servant leadership. He has brought along an amazing EXCO group this year and has led in a number of different areas throughout the school. At this point, I'd like to congratulate Guinness Chen.
Exemplifies many of our SLRs. He has a genuine heart for service, and his contributions to both the school community and beyond is driven by his desire to make the world a better place. He brings his cheerful disposition to everything he does, and it's rare for him to shy away from a challenge. It's been exciting to see his talents in organization and community building flourish this year. Watching him collaborate with many groups, co-organize events, and work closely with his leadership team, he showed great growth and maturity. His kind interactions are always mindful of the feelings of others, and his peers have acknowledged these qualities by unanimously voting him as recipient of the award. He serves as a positive role model and leader, and it gives me great pleasure to present him with this year's Service and Citizenship Award, Ellis Holcomb.
NHS leaders to come down. While they're coming down, I just want to recognize NHS membership is based not only on academic excellence, but on leadership, service, and character. We currently have about 100 members in our chapter of NHS, 49 of whom will be graduating this year. So will the seniors please stand so we can just give you a round of applause? Senior NHS members. Have led NHS this year, and they've done it with tremendous grace. They're incredibly organized, dedicated, they're open to feedback, they build consensus within the group, and as you can imagine, being leaders of leaders is very, very challenging and difficult. But these leaders have done an excellent job this year with all of the events where NHS tries to give back to the community that has supported all of us, with the blood drive, events for faculty, and events to appreciate our staff on campus. So I'd like you guys to give these leaders a warm round of applause for their hard work this year.
India and Sorensen Way, Samir Shetty and Adish to come down. India, Samir and Adish are three very different and very special young people who exemplify what it means to lead by example. This year they led a group of 26 ambassadors with great maturity and respect. They are excellent role models who have spent numerous hours organizing and implementing this program that represents our student body in a variety of different scenarios. All three students are highly organized and responsible, but above all, they're extremely generous young people. It's been such a joy to watch them grow together over the past few years, and certainly bittersweet to say goodbye as they begin to pursue their post-high school dreams. I have every expectation that they will join an equivalent program in their respective colleges next year, which generally happens with ambassadors, and enrich their new student body in the same way that they've enriched ours. It's my pleasure and honor to honor India, Samir, and Adish for their deep dedication to the ambassador program and the incredible passion that they've shown for our school.
Can I also invite some of the SDLT leaders, Arjun, Ron, Marcus, Max, and Mia, to come down here. Over the years, because of the need of the community and the passion of the members, SDLT extended its reach to media support, video streaming, providing orientation workshop for new students, develop apps for different clubs and organizations, such as the PFO and the Spirits Point system for the Senate. Being a leader in a leadership team is never an easy task, especially in a team like SDLT. On top of the outstanding leadership skills they have, they also need to possess a wealth of knowledge in how to set up a camera, how to set up a live stream, how to write a program, how to live stream a convocation while we are delivering all these awards, so that the grandparents and the parents can see it live on YouTube. On top of that, their commitment and efforts in terms of time and planning and passion were huge. I would like to thank you for all the leaders for their dedicated work this year. Arjun and Ron are the leaders of the Digital Communication Alliance in SDLT. They spent numerous hours planning, organizing, and running live video stream, video recording for various events, communicating with different people, including the members, the teachers, parents, and everyone who's involved. Together with the team members, they make HKIS more visible and connected with people outside of this community. Max is the communication manager of the team and used his outstanding graphical skills to help the team communicate better with the community. You may have seen his artwork if you've watched one of the live stream or the silhouettes. He always creates a different one for different events. Mia served as an assistant leader this year, and you probably have literally heard one of the projects she worked with, which is the podcast project with Miss Grant. So at this moment, I would also like to ask all the SDLT members to stand up. We have 30 members, and next year I think we also have 30 members. We always need more. If all SDLT members can stand up, all right? Your work is appreciated at the time that you dedicate to the school community. Thank you. Please remember these people, and if you want to join us, have a chat with them, and if you want to know more about this amazing team, don't forget, we always recruit new members every year, and you can be the next one. Thank you. I cannot miss Marcus, right? He is the leader of the Technical Advisory Board, and he's been a member for 3 years, right? 2. But then he's asked me, like, can I join since he came to high school. So I'm sorry I missed that, because I actually wrote it and put it in the last paragraph, and I forgot to scroll. Technical problem, obviously. Thank you, Marcus.
The Senate later today has their own award ceremony, and we will give out the certificates, and we have a transition meeting, the old and the new EXCO. So today, Ms. Taylor and I would just like to thank the Executive Council of the Senate, the leaders who did an outstanding job this year. So we'd ask them to please just come up so we can recognize them. First of all, our Senator of Academics, Grace Cho.
Senator of Athletics and Travel, Jeffrey Yu.
Senator of Discipline, Michael Smith.
Senator of Public Relations, Carolyn Spackman.
Senator of Service, Ellis Holcomb.
Senator of Student Life, Dixie Longren.
Treasurer, Daniel Shimada.
Secretary, Peter Van Winderden.
Sustainability Officer, Christina Lee. And finally, one of our more outstanding leaders of this year's EXCO 2018-2019, Presiding Officer, Guinness Chen.
Thank you so much.
Stand to be recognized for all their support and work, especially I know that you've been burning the midnight oil lately trying to get things ready for tomorrow. So please stand, class officers, to be recognized. This is not so much an award as it is a recognition. As an institution, we want to recognize spiritual qualities that we honor as an institution. Kindness and faithfulness and care for others mark this individual. Anyone that knows him would say that he's a faithful friend and a person of integrity, sort of a spiritual wingman. And all of this is, all the things that he does are deeply rooted in a sense of spiritual identity. So thank you for being a spiritual leader at our school, Ellis Holcomb.
All right, good morning, Dragons. I commend you for taking great steps towards sportsmanship goals that we put in place at the beginning of the year. Thanks again for your leadership. We would like to recognize 2 senior outstanding athletes of the year. We're going to start off with India Sorensen Way, who is our female athlete of the year. India's passion for the sport of rugby has been evident since first making her debut on the varsity squad her freshman year. She has participated in all 4 APAC and China Cup championships, posting a runners-up trophy for APAC this year, the first time since 2012. In addition to being active in club rugby outside HKIS, she has also given hours to our middle school rugby teams, serving as a great role model for young girls in the hope of developing our program further. She has captained our teams the last 2 years, and Coach Cohen describes her as tenacious, talented, and having a bright future ahead of her playing college rugby. This year's female recipient is a multi-athlete, garnering 4 letters in basketball and being an integral part of the Dragon Dynasty of Girls Championships. She is a 2-year varsity starter, 2019 All-APAC recipient, and has won all 4 of her China Cups, 2 regular APACs, 2 Super APACs. She has served as captain of this year's 4-peat APAC Championship squad. Now, I'm guessing you were a little bored this spring because she decided, I'm going to go out for varsity soccer this year. So she did, and she needed some additional spice. She joined the team, and she transitioned quickly into a strong defender who helped bring home an ISSF HK League Championship and an APAC Championship. It is my pleasure to recognize India Sorensen Way. Sam Herman, would you come down? Our male athlete of the year is known not only for his athletic talent, but his leadership ability on and off the field and court. Joining HKIS in 2017, he immediately found a home on the rugby squad and quickly took to the sport. He was a 2-year letterman as well as all APAC in 2018. In his 2 years in the Dragon uniform, he swept both China Cup championships and APAC championships. Here in Hong Kong, he led his squad to a near upset of South Island School. In the local champs, the best results ever that we have posted against our British competitors. Not content with playing just one sport, Sam also showed his multi-sport talent on the basketball court, quickly moving into a starting spot his junior year and continuing beyond. After an early injury in the 2018 holiday tournament this year, Sam showed determination and proved to be a glue for a great group of senior players intent on winning a championship. China Cup runners-up and an ISSF HK League Championship set up an exciting lead into Super APAC, where HKIS won its first and only boys Super APAC Championship, beating Brent in a thrilling final in front of the hometown crowd. It is my pleasure to recognize Sam Herman as this year's recipient of the HKIS Male Athlete of the Year.
The Griffin and Julia Lee Spirit Award. In the spring of 2015, the entire Lee family died tragically in a car accident. Griffin was a member of the class of 2015, and Julia was from the class of 2012. Griffin and Julia were both heavily involved in the community and added a spirit of fun and excitement to everything they did. Each year, the senior class was to choose someone who best represents the spirit. Today, we award the Julia Griffin Lee Spirit Award for the third time and there is no concrete criteria for this selection, but please consider that the recipient is likely to be a social person, accessible, fun, outgoing, and someone who will remember in the future of having charisma and presence. It is not an award based on academic strength or someone necessarily in an obvious leadership position, and voted on by the senior class who is positive, spirited, and involved. Liam Carvey, come on up. And now, at this time, if I can please introduce Jasmine and Caitlin to come up and talk and to do the yearbook dedication. And as they come up, I just want to make sure also, you guys coming up, Jasmine, Caitlin? There we go. On their way up, it's an amazing feat to put together a yearbook in general. It's something else to do a yearbook that is K-12, R1 through 12, that's a 500-page document. It's amazing, and if you get a chance to thank your classmates that are in this yearbook team, please make sure you do so.
Hi HKIS, it's been our pleasure and honor to serve as your editors-in-chief of this year's publication and introduce this year's theme to you. Sometimes we get lost in the wonders and curiosities of the HKIS divisions. Yet despite our differences, we're still part of the HKIS story. Our theme this year is based on the classic story, Alice in Wonderland. As editors, we wanted to combine the childlike and creative nature of the story with the concept of one school. Flipping from one division to the next, you could be falling down a rabbit hole one moment and sitting at the Mad Hatter Ski Party the next. Similarly, a journey of a student through HKIS is both imaginative and fanciful. From the upper primary's new whimsical jungle gym to the colorful staircases in the lower primary, the Zen gardens in the middle school, and the island in the high school, every division has its unique features. So sit back, enjoy a cup of tea as you embark through the Oriental 2019.
For us to dedicate the yearbook to a special teacher. This year, we're dedicating the publication to Mr. MacDonald. His enthusiasm, positivity, and energy never fails to lighten up the atmosphere. So thank you for bringing so much joy to the HKIS community. We would also like to give a big thank you to everyone who has helped out with the yearbook. If you're an editor this year, could you please stand? Thank you, Dr. Loveland and Ms. Fine, for providing us with advice throughout the year. And finally, thank you Advancement, specifically Ms. Booth, Ms. Chen, and Ms. Lam, for the invaluable support and guidance because the publication would not have been possible without your help. Thank you.
You guys will be getting your yearbook and homeroom on Thursday.
In closing, Class of 2019 has and will continue to embrace Dragon Pride. Thank you for all the contributions to our community. Lunch will go until 12:50 and have a great day, everyone.